Hi, it's Jennifer Bell and Lilo, the unofficial therapy dog and pretend therapy client, back for another EMDR video. Now that we've installed resources and we've talked about dissociation, it's time to develop targets for EMDR processing. We start by getting a history of the client's life, major events in their life, so we get an idea of what sort of traumas we might be working on. We go as far back as their mother's pregnancy with them, and obviously that's not part of their life they remember. It's also okay for us to use incidents that they've only been told about, that they didn't experience themselves, while we're taking that original history, because traumas, even ones that we can't consciously remember, do still affect us. More on that in a later video. In Lilo's case, of course, she's not going to be able to report any of her history herself, so we have to just go by what we've gotten from other people and what we know from our experience with her. When we're taking that history, we're looking for big T traumas or little t traumas. Big T traumas are things like car accidents or being assaulted. Little t traumas are something like having your feelings hurt by someone who's important to you. Not everybody has experienced big T traumas, but everybody has experienced little t traumas, so we look out for those too. And you'd be surprised how those little t traumas can seriously influence the way a person thinks and feels. The reason, as we understand it, that Lilo was given up by the family who had her before us is that she developed heartworms and they couldn't afford the heartworm treatment, so they gave her up for adoption. She went to a foster family and then from the foster family to us. After we got her, we had to take her for some heartworm treatments that I'm guessing were pretty traumatic because they were pretty intense. And there are other traumas, little t traumas mostly, like for instance, if we leave her at home and go somewhere else and it's just her and the cats, because she has abandonment issues, that is traumatic. Not to mention that one of our cats, Jenna, thinks she's in charge, so who knows what she's telling Lilo while we're gone. That could provide some little t traumas too. So let's say that Lilo wanted to work on her feelings of abandonment. I would ask her to notice those thoughts and feelings and then in her imagination float them back to the first time she could remember having those thoughts and feelings. It might be back the first time she lost whatever family she was living with, or it could even be going far enough back to when she was taken away from her mother. Once we have identified whatever that memory is, we will process the thoughts and feelings related to that, desensitizing them. And then we will move forward in time to other instances of Lilo feeling abandoned. Because anytime something happens that resembles an earlier trauma, it attaches to that earlier trauma, and so the later one brings up the thoughts and feelings from the earlier one. Once we have processed that early trauma and later ones that felt significant, hopefully, the next time we leave the house without Lilo, while she will still be sad, no doubt, that we have left her with those scary cats, it will only be the feelings of that particular incident. It will not bring all of the thoughts and feelings from a lifetime of abandonments. Tune in for our next video, where I will talk about one of my favorite EMDR protocols, the pre-verbal protocol.